Sarah Simano. He's under contract with me to go through prototype procedure with PICO so that we can coincide a need that you are looking for.
PICO, oh, that's the tool shop.
that's the
in
tool-
Rochester.
yeah,
It's
right.
gonna help you.
So you have no idea at this point where that's, what's.
No, but we should have here in the next few days. He was really trying to get an evaluation together for this evening, but the birth of his first grandchild interfered, and so that's more important. Sorry, but he'll be along with it soon. And
So it's reasonable to think it's gonna be way less than the crush.
oh, he knows it is.
Yeah,
And
sure.
the ironically, he's also accredited or certified with his PE in water jet technology, so he can compare firsthand with, and that's the saving grace here, is because this is water jet technology, but it's an ice jet because we're not using the abrasive sand and garnet.
It's logical.
And if I could just add, I mean, the fact that everything's now in the building gives us an opportunity to
Well,
implement
there's a certain amount of
sound
self-contained.
control.
Self-contained.
Yeah, I mean, we could easily put up acoustically insulated walls, you know, almost anywhere in that space to control that, if there was any concern, but
He's,
I would be shocked if it was anything close to what metal aids.
I just need to kind of backtrack a little bit from our previous meetings. This is a new application. And when you go through the light industrial zoning district, there really is not in the principal uses, in the permitted principal uses, when you go down B, we got 10 permitted uses. So we had determined before that the way to go would be C, uses allowed with a special use permit, uses similar in character, but not specifically listed as permitted in light industrial district must apply to the zoning board of appeals for a special use permit. Does this board still feel that way?
I think that makes sense.
It's 130-16C. Uses allowed with special use permit. Uses similar in character but not specifically listed as permitted in light industrial district must apply to the zoning board of appeals for the special use permit. Such permit shall be granted upon a finding by the zoning board of appeals that said use is of the same general character of the above permitted uses in accordance with the stated purpose of the district. And it's a good fit for this proposal. Still,
Yeah.
the board feels that way?
Yes.
Okay. Will you note that in the minutes, please? For the next meeting, and when you go to zoning board of appeals to start the special use permit, you need to revamp your site plan application a little bit. You have to put the intended use, like you did before, Mike. You know, you would, you know, like, kind of attach a letter and explain everything you've come through. And I would show, you just have marked warehouse here, but really that's where you're gonna be molding and sawing. If you can note that on the map,
Okay.
that would be great. Lights, you're gonna get all the light details, all the photometrics.
Got that today.
Right, usually you'll have another
Yes.
section with, and we have a good light code, by the way. You added on the map here, on one of these, Cedar Creek manufacturing. What exactly is Cedar Creek manufacturing?
Well, it's actually Cedar Creek B&D, and Cedar Creek is spin-off from Sweetwater by the same inventor of the process that Sweetwater uses for their biofuel process.
This is all new.
So this would be a new business coming into it.
Cedar Creek, that tenant name has been on the drawings for,
But that's just office space, right?
yeah, that's like,
Yeah,
it's just an R&D
it's just
area.
office space.
Well,
It's
take
not-
manufacturing off of it,
Okay.
please.
Yeah.
Just say, please put on the map,
I'm
office space.
I never noticed
Because you saw it,
that.
but it says the Cedar Creek manufacturing, I go, oh, what's going in here?
Okay.
Their research and development is what they are.
I think
Just put office.
Yeah, they're not manufacturing.
No.
No.
You had it on,
Here's
One of
a
these-
office and
one of these
that's
you-
indoor.
Okay, so you treat manufacturing. And I'm going, manufacturing, whoa, it's right here.
And then Jerry sold that to a realist who is operating now. And it says manufacturing?
Somewhere I saw manufacturing.
No, I think when.
It's in one of the old offices.
Oh, it's up. Yeah, right here, you have use. Over in this, tenant profile.
S2.
Yeah, manufacturing.
Good.
And that gave me the impression that, so.
Yeah.
Maybe take that off and
That's wrong nomenclature.
So it's gonna be really research, like more like
It's
research
off.
and development?
You're not gonna have any machines in there or.
No, just studying up and stuff, yeah.
130B9 would allow that, I guess, that's one, it's research and development.
For that.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
that, for that.
yeah,
that
yeah,
now.
but that- yeah.
So they just include
I agree.
that stated on the map.
Just,
Yeah.
Take that
Well,
manufacturing
yeah,
off there. like
Because the
you said.
use for that particular office is gonna be.
we talked about truck traffic in the past. Just reiterate, how many trucks a day do you anticipate?
We're still anticipating the same level of traffic,
Can you
which
please
is, you know,
say what that
7
is?
to 9 trucks or
Okay, it
whatever.
was 10 or 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
let's clarify that.
You know,
You should go on the high
Yeah,
side.
it was 15 with 2 or more being the ones to
Okay.
pick up finished
I
product.
don't know if
Going
it
out,
changes in
yeah.
well, the
business.
thing is,
or not.
our trucks, the small,
Correct.
which are pickups and or whatever,
We
Yeah.
just said like 12 different numbers. Which
Yeah.
set of numbers will
I,
we stick with?
okay, for the record, we wanna say it's maximum of 15, with 2 or 3 being possible, trucks going out with shipping of finished product.
That's all I needed.
yeah.
So, a letter of intent, revamp
Yep,
the map, the
Yep.
actual floor plan. Put as much information as you can on this.
okay.
And you're gonna get your sound engineer to kind of give us a ballpark decibel level.
Right, he's working on it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and it sounds like there were also some things from the DEC, like the combustibility, the leakage
Yeah,
control.
any type of feedback you get back from the DEC for us would be a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, any type of correspondence, and plus a letter of intent with your site plan application.
No, you kind of need the specific for DEA, right?
Well, I think a lot of the specifics will be included in our minutes, but we need to make a motion on the special use permit, on sending it, that we think that's a fit there. And,
But the
And
county's gonna need it is gonna need it as
all
well.
the
And I think they
information
need to be
too.
as specific
This
as
is going
possible.
to, right, this is going, and they're gonna have tons more questions than what we have, because they're professional planners, and they know more of the questions to ask. And we'll get their feedback back, and you'll get it also. And it's, you're on the agenda for this month, I believe. Okay.
For which things?
For the county, you're taking.
I'm gonna send it tomorrow, as long as you all agree. That was
Yeah,
my,
so
that's
let's
what I
make a
anticipated.
motion to send.
So, well, we don't need a motion to send it county, it's gonna go automatically, we need to make a motion for special use.
Yeah,
Done.
I'll make that motion.
Well, we recommend,
Recommend
You
that.
can wait till next month, when we meet in March,
Well-
to make a specific recommendation based on what he gives
Positive.
you in writing.
correct.
Right.
But we can send them to the,
Oh,
to the
I don't
zoning
even think we
board
need a motion for that, we've already discussed
It's in
it,
the
Mike
minutes.
was sitting there behind you.
that we feel that a special
Right.
use permit is required.
You said it last month and we did say it again.
Because of,
We
of
have
C,
talked to ZBA.
paragraph C.
Sure, sure.
They are anticipating it, so.
Okay. Any other questions?
Um,
Jennifer mentioned signage before too.
Which we got attached in the email. We have.
Yeah, I
proposed.
owe you dimensions and things, you know.
So basically.
Code is one freestanding sign, one on the building. You got plenty of square footage, but there's all,
You only get a maximum of 120 square feet, which would be split between two sides of a sign and a building sign. So we already know that you're gonna need some kind of a variance, probably for the area and for having two freestanding as well. So that's why
Are-
we do have the kind of drawings that we sent, that I sent.
and your
by email.
proposed sign, like I saw in the email, is going on the existing sign there now.
On the existing pylon, well, it'll
On-
most likely
on
be,
five and five.
it'll be most likely rebuilt, but
That's right, they're gonna do all the pavers and.
Yeah.
Right.
like use the material that might.
But it'll be in the same location as what's there
Yes,
now.
right.
The sound, Dean, is gonna be out the machine unobstructed, just out in the open, and is it flat, unobstructed space, like before, I think the one we saw before for your previous machine, and decibel.
I don't know how the doctor's preparing it.
Is it gonna, I'm just wondering, is it gonna take into account the inside of the building and all? This is pretty far.
It's got to, it's
I
inside.
think that's what we
far.
asked for, we kind of asked for what they expected the
Yeah.
specs for the machine to be on its own, but we also wanted to know how they intended to mitigate it within the building itself.
Yeah, cause that's
So-
pretty deep back into the building, which is good. I'm just, there are gonna be dimensions as to, if the sound is gonna, test is gonna show, its output,
I
is
think he'll
gonna be
come under
relative.
OSHA for like, the noise indoors, because of the safety for
Oh,
the
sure,
actual
sure.
workers.
Well, I'm thinking that
I
helps
think
the
we're-
outside.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
It definitely mitigates
Right.
much of the,
Yeah.
but from our standpoint, from the planning board standpoint, we are mostly concerned with the outdoor noise because of the neighborhood.
And that's what I'm getting at, is
Correct.
it's, you know, if it's, gonna be X decibels at that thing 40 feet in from the back door.
Right.
Then I want, you know, I mean, that's
wanna
where
see
it's
it.
gonna really be in your plans. You know, we don't wanna change that, and then now it's 20 feet from the back door, and the sound test doesn't really apply. It's different, you know what I mean, it's,
Mike,
so
with your-
dimensions shown.
With your permission, I can send Frank an email kind of outlining what they're looking for, which is
That'd
decibel
be
levels
great.
at certain points in and outside of the
That'd
building.
be great.
Yep.
It's really, I think, what you're
That'd be
asking.
great.
that's what we're in.
Cause you're right, I mean, you mentioned
It's
you
gonna-
could insulate, there's a lot of things you could do to even bring it down more if you needed to, so it's all positive, just want to know.
Yep.
When the trucks come in, you're gonna dump, correct? Do you have enough?
That's why I made the 45 feet.
Yes, that's, because I was gonna say, they go.
Or
up
you
high.
might say it might drop.
Yeah.
You might.
When the truck itself tips up, the truck is taller obviously, so may need to raise that
Yeah,
edge
but
of
they
the
might
roof.
give a hit, and drop the truck down.
Make it, I haven't done the structural analysis to figure out what more economical.
I understand.
Because of it being a tilt-up building, the way it was built, doesn't really lend itself well to going up.
There's a lot of concrete.
Well, it's just the way the structure is done, it's
Like if you're backing
maybe
in like
easier
this.
to go down like a loading dock pit.
Sure.
Anything else? I just, for the public, probably March or April will be a hearing on this matter. And you'll have your time to ask questions now. Tonight, it's not open
I think we'll end up having two, there's probably gonna be zoning board of appeals hearing on a
Correct.
special use permit, which
Correct.
will be the fourth Monday
Correct.
of March.
to. So there'll be several new meetings which will be open to the public. Where they
Depending
can
on-
actually get the input from the.
Depending on the outcome of the March ZBA
Correct.
meeting, then we may or may not have a special use or site plan public hearing. But I wanted to go back, because I wanna make sure that I was getting this right in the minutes, and we were talking about the agrimac. I wanna make sure that I'm explaining this correctly. So basically, you've got this, oh, Lord, thank you. So basically, you have this chamber full of this semi-temperate water that you're mixing with this glycol solution that sort of starts dropping the temperature, and then it's put under high pressure,
110, yes.
110 psi, and it goes through a heat exchanger and then into a mixing chamber with liquid nitrogen where it makes these ice crystals, and then it's put through these focusing nozzles through the thermocoupler jets that, which then squirts it out and cuts, compresses.
And that's where
And
the
it's-
high pressure is.
Right. And that's, the whole thing is a closed loop, zero discharge, okay, I'm on the same plan. And then everything else that we talked about that we were asking for, obviously, sign and lighting specs, which we've already talked about. You said something about any DEC feedback that you have, we'll certainly take. A letter of intent like we had last time, and a letter explaining all the proposed uses, sort of the way we went through there with the different, sections
And
and
then
that
you
too.
get more specific on this plan.
Yep, and,
And
but
warehouse
a narrative also, I think we had asked for.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the sound specs, did I miss anything anything else we had asked for?
Well, we did, when we said, the DEC thing, I think we wanna be specific about some of them, don't we?
The MSDS on the material stored in
Yeah.
the silo.
Oh, we did make it on
There's
there.
some testing that's gonna be done on that.
Like combustibility, all that, yes.
Right, it's just a unique process, there's things that are.
Yeah, if the DEC can come back with a letter and say all these bio-origin products that are gonna be going into silo are safe and like they're non-combustible, something along those lines, that's what you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah, an MSDS sheet would show
Sure,
that. you know,
perfect.
Signed off by them.
Yes, it's manufacturer specs.
Material safety data sheet.
See, I know what that means. I got the last two, right?
We're gonna do it tonight.
You're doing real well.
I had 2 out of the 4 letters, right?
Well, you got two of the processes.
I was gonna say, I'm not
that-
engineer, that's what I got you guys
So-
for.
He's gonna hire her to put it together.
Josh.
Mike, do you have any questions for the board? Or we're pretty much in the same of what we've asked, what we've asked for you to provide to us.
I think we're all right.
And we're gonna go to the zoning board of appeals and down to the county planning board. Board? Okay, so we're done for tonight. We need to approve the minutes from last month. I'll make that motion. Yeah, well, before I make a motion, did everybody read and review it? I thought they were very good. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from January. All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to close the meeting. All in favor?
Can I